Around the year of 1990, the coastal area of Yogyakarta was mainly consisted of arid sand dunes, with a strong and harsh wind from the ocean that carries tiny dust and salt particles. In such conditions, cultivated plants barely survived. Saline mist blown from the ocean, along with the sand particles from the desert, hugely repressed plant productivity. As a solution, in 1995, the Ministry of Agriculture planted Casuarina equisetifolia trees, or commonly known as coastal she oak, along the shores of 1,375 meters long in Goa Cemara Beach. The tree border provides a natural barrier, which shields the crops from the destructive wind. The local community cooperatively took care of the plants by watering and fertilizing them regularly. The farmers in this coastal land were satisfied with the benefits given by this natural barrier. In just 5 years, the shore already became lush with greenery as this vegetation grew. Seeing its huge tourism potential, the nearby residents, supported by their young generation and facilitated by the local farmers, developed a distinct tourism object, the shady beach, where the tourist can enjoy the view without getting scorched by the heat of the tropical sunlight. This attempt successfully attracted many visitors. Based on a study by Lindawati in 2018, the number of visitors in Goa Cemara Beach from 2011 to 2012 multiplied drastically and steadily elevating after 2013. In the interviews with local authorities, it was reported that the rising tourist visits to this beach is mostly prompted by the shady, breezy, aesthetic, and cozy environment provided by these trees. Aware of the side effects resulting from the intense tourist visits to the surrounding ecology, the Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries notified the stakeholders regarding an endangered marine species relying on the shore to reproduce.
Di wilayah kami itu ada binatang ataupun satwa yang ternyata dilindungi. Memang prosesnya panjang. Sewaktu kami kecil itu yang namanya kura-kura atau penyu itu kalau naik ke darat untuk bertelur biasanya sama warga ditangkap dan disembelih. Kalau ketahuan telurnya, penyunya ataupun induknya sudah kembali ke laut, itu nanti telurnya dikonsumsi. Jadi saat itu memang kami juga belum tahu, dan di era ataupun kira-kira tahun 2010 dengan berdirinya wisata kami, itu dari Dinas Kelautan dan Perikanan juga masuk ke wilayah kami untuk memberikan suatu informasi. Dari wilayah pantai di wilayah kami sekitar 1,375 meter itu yang paling kiri atau yang paling kiri kami melaporkan, itu paling ujung timur itu untuk Pok Darwisnya, kelompok sadar wisata. Kemudian yang sebelah tengah itu kelompok nelayan. Kemudian untuk yang paling ujung adalah kelompok konservasi penyu. Kenapa yang paling ujung ada untuk konservasi penyu? Karena apa? Penyu naik untuk bertelur itu biasanya membutuhkan suasana yang sepi. Ini telur penyu yang kami temukan di pantai, kemudian kami amankan. Kami tetaskan di sini dengan habitat ataupun struktur tanah sama ataupun mirip seperti apa yang kami dapat di pantai. Karena apa? Kami tetaskan di sini. Jadi untuk pengamanan itu akan lebih berhasil kalau ditempatkan di sini. Itu dari pemangsa hewan ataupun yang lain. Selain itu biasanya telur kami temukan itu sekitar 50 hari itu biasanya baru menetas. Jadi tempat kami memberikan ataupun di situ ada tempat penetasan, nanti kami kasih tanggal, nanti sekitar 50 hari terus kami cek. Itu nanti sudah otomatis sekitar 50 hari itu si anak penyu atau tukek itu sudah menetas dan akan naik. Sesuai dengan nalurinya itu biasanya akan ke pantai, tapi kami batasi dengan tempat yang sangat sederhana ini agar supaya anakan penyu itu tidak lepas dan tidak dimakan oleh satwa-satwa liar.
This year, a total of 9 nests have been found. It is important to note that turtles only lay eggs in a particular season. The most common sea turtle nesting season is in between May and October. It is highly rare to find turtles nesting outside of the aforementioned season. Each nesting spot is given a date mark, so when the hatching time is due, the hatchlings can be immediately moved to compartments filled with seawater. The hatchlings live in this compartment for around 1 week. Before they are ready to be set free to the ocean, they also go through a health check to ensure that they would adapt better to the wildlife. The release of the hatchlings is carried out at 4 p.m. since the water on the shore turns dark and makes it hard for predators to prey on the hatchlings. Keeping turtles as pets or for personal reasons is strongly prohibited. However, safeguarding turtles in Conservation Center was granted permission from the General of Nature Resource and Ecosystem Conservation. They allow to keep just one adult turtle for educational purposes.
Ini kebetulan namanya bejo. Itu umurnya sudah 8 tahun dan beratnya sekarang sudah mencapai 30-an kilo. Itu untuk makan biasanya ikan segar, dan untuk airnya biasanya kami ambil dari air laut. Itu nanti kalau sewaktu-waktu kami ganti. Kalau sudah keruh nanti kami ganti, karena apa? Kalau tidak diganti nanti kami khawatir kondisi si penyu akan tidak sehat.
The challenge in protecting sea turtles from extinction is posed by the high tide, which keeps on eroding the nesting ground. The coastline also no longer receives sediment supply from volcanic activities, since the eruption direction shifted from the south to the north. The high coastal abrasion also changes the appearance of the coast surface, that causes the usual nesting ground becoming unrecognizable for turtles. Upon finding a convenient spot for nesting, turtles tend to return to the same location where they previously laid their eggs. The crowd of visitors, fallen tree branches, and garbage could also disguise the nesting location, which is already memorized by the turtles. If they find their nesting spot has changed, they would move only as far as 50 to 100 meters from the place beforehand. The conservation volunteers always maintain the condition of the nesting spots. It is done by picking up the waste found in the areas, especially inorganic waste, which might be poisonous for the turtles. The target of this conservation is to stop the illegal hunting and trading of turtles and their eggs. This intermediate term goal of this conservation is to be able to collect the eggs and release the hatchlings. On the other hand, the long-term goal of this conservation is to be able to increase the number of turtles laying eggs on this beach. With all those efforts, the conservation hopes to raise a global awareness that turtles are endangered animals in need of protection. In 2021, 40 nests were found, and each nest had 40 eggs. Approximately 70 to 80% of the total number of eggs managed to hatch successfully. Thus, There were about 2,800 turtles that could be released to their natural habitat. The highest number of nesting was achieved in 2020. In that year alone, as many as 80 nests were found, with 70 to 80 eggs in each nest. Approximately 6,000 of them were hatched, and 4,800 hatchlings were set free.
Pesan kami dari kelompok sadar wisata, dari kelompok nelayan, dari kelompok konservasi, dari kelompok tani patian, itu kami berharap ya jalankan semua sesuai prosedur. Untuk generasi muda, tingkatkan kreativitas Anda, jangan sampai kalah dengan generasi tua. Karena apa? Pundak keberhasilan ada di anak muda. Warga masyarakat sini khususnya dan pada umumnya masyarakat luas, generasi muda adalah menjadi tulang punggung keberhasilan kita semua.